a small part of it. Most of our concepts, even of the simplest notions, are pretty much like the rigidity principle. You see them a certain way because of the way you interpret the world, and you can't get that by association and causality. So I think Jerry's approach is, it's not just him, everyone's, is hopeless from the start. In fact, I think if you look closely, I think you find that in human language, there really is no notion of reference or denotation. There's ways of interpreting the world based on our internal conceptual systems, but they do not set up a relationship between an internal symbol, like a word, and some mind-independent entity, which was what reference or denotation would have to be. And in fact, if you look at the history of philosophy, some of the famous conundrums have to do with this. So take, say, the ship of Theseus, Plutarch's story. The story is that Theseus is on a ship in the ocean, and there's a variant of it, and one of the boards rots, throws the board overboard, replaces it by a different board. This keeps going until finally every board has been replaced, and it's still the ship of Theseus, although all the physical properties have changed. Well, the conundrum comes when you add, say, that there's somebody on the shore who's picking up the old boards and putting them back together and rebuilds the original ship. Which one is the ship of Theseus? Nobody has an answer. And the reason is our cognitive systems are not designed so they can deal with a question like that. Actually, I tried this out with a ridiculously small sample of my grandchildren once. They made me watch some space program, Star Trek or something, where they have this device on the spaceship in which a person can go into it and be transported somehow, reconstructed on another planet. Okay, so nobody has any problem with that. But then I asked them, what would happen if the person who was reconstructed on the other planet was still in the box that he went into? Which one would be the person? That's the ship of Theseus. They were kind of stuck with that. They thought about it, had different answers, but basically had no answer. And I think if you look at Kripke's puzzle, it's pretty much the same. The puzzle dissolves if you don't assume that there is an entity, a mind-independent entity that words like London or Paderewski and so on are referring to. But if there is no such relation in language, then the puzzle can't be formulated. And of course, there are going to be questions you can't answer, like which is the ship, or which is the person in the box. But there's no reason why you should be able to answer them. Why should our cognitive systems be developed so that any question you come up with, we have an intuitive answer to? No, they're not. Those are the traditional puzzles. And to find out why they're unanswerable, we have to look into the nature of our conceptual systems.